Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Georgiana Kent, here with Zizi, my cat, and I'm bringing you a series of vlogs. Are you going now? Typical. That's a bit of help. There you go. Or maybe not. So I'm doing a series of vlogs for plotting because you can come here. Okay. Try and help cats out. Hey. So I'll try again. Hello, my lovelies. It's Georgiana Kent, fancy author without Zizi the cat, and I'm bringing you a series of vlogs this February. Essentially, I am entering the planning phase for my next work in progress. It's a brand new series, and I wanted to bring you along for the messy behind-the-scenes planning stage that you might find interesting. This is about the plotting that goes on before starting to draft the first draft. And I'm doing this because in the past I have planned and I have plotted, but I always end up finding myself getting so far and then being unable to get any further. I can't see what happens next. I sort of get fed up and bored with the whole process. But I have learnt as I've worked on books these past few years that the more I plan, the more I plot, the easier, less panic driven the writing is. And I want to do that for this series. So I'm intending to use various plotting methods I've come across on YouTube and on the internet to help me thoroughly plan this novel. I thought I'd do a vlog to help document what works, what doesn't work, behind the process scenes of how my ideas are evolving for this project. So that is essentially it. So if you have read Renaya's book, you might have an idea of the project I'm going to be working on. Thankfully, I've got one of these. So my microphone is not working. I bought one of those little cheap ones off TikTok shop. I had to get my stepdaughter to help me connect it. I've reached that age and it was working and is now stopped. So bear with whilst I sort out some technical problems. Oh, it's colourful. Cool. Hey. So I'm going to use this from now on. See how this one goes. So there we go. I'm back with my shiny new mic. You know I only bought it because it changes colour. Anyway, without further ado, my new project is Excalibur's Heir. The idea for this story has been percolating in my head for almost 3 years. Literally, as soon as I finished Of Blood and Roses and began writing Of Wings and Fury, Excalibur's Heir came into my head. It's so typical, shiny new ideas and everything. Having struggled to write Of Blood and Roses and Keys of Death simultaneously, I knew I wouldn't be able to write Of Wings and Fury and Excalibur's Heir together. So I have patiently waited to finish my Warring Heart series before moving on to Excalibur's Heir. And now it's time. I decided to make this vlog because I know I'm turning my mind to plotting Excalibur's Heir, and I know I'm going to be using several plotting tools to help me. So if you are a writer who likes to see the how instead of the end finished product, this vlog series will be for you. I'm using several different plotting tools because I've learnt from my years of writing that the more I plot and outline, the less stress my future self has when we come to write. And because this is my first 4 book series, I need to get the characters, their world, and each book in their series down in a more intentional way to save me from a headache or 5 later. So, what does this mean you'll see as a viewer? This vlog series will show me introducing and using several different plotting tools that I've come across. It's going to show decisions but not polished answers, because I know these tools are going to push me to think about all sorts of things. And in that process, I'm going to uncover areas that I know I need to work on. But that's a good thing, because I want to do the hard work now so that it saves future me lots of stress later. This isn't to say pantsing is a bad thing. Indeed, my first book, Keys of Time, was mostly pantsed. I knew the characters, I knew the world, but the outline was vague. I had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and the rest was a journey of discovery, really. Characters took me where they wanted me to go. But I've just learned over the years that it's not for me. So I see myself more as a plantser, so in between pantsing and plotting. But I do know, and I have learned, that the more I plan an outline, the easier it is for me to write, and to write quicker. But that's another story. Because of licensing, I can't show you the actual tools I'm going to use, but I will comment on them, and I will comment on how they've helped me in my plotting process. If you're curious to try them out on your own projects, I'm going to leave links for you in the description of this video to help you go find them and show support for their creators. And if you need help plottering, drop me a comment and I'll be a happy and very willing sounding board for any of your problems that you might have come across whilst you're doing your own writing. So, without further ado, I shall now introduce the first plotting tool for this vlog series, which is the Novel Planner by the Plottery Limited. The novel planner has been created by Shah from the Plottery Limited, and as previously mentioned, I'll link below to her channel where you can support her and download a copy of a planner for yourself if you wish. It was only after receiving a copy of a novel planner that I opened it to discover Shah has a background in filmmaking, screenwriting, as well as creative writing. And I found this particularly exciting, as for me, when I write, I actually see the story play out like a movie in my head. So much so that when I sat down to actually write my first book, Keys of Time, I didn't refer to any writing craft books. I didn't know such things existed. Not one to do. It was only on completing Keys of Time that I actually learnt about the 3 act structure and all its beats. But thankfully, because of my love of film and anime, I had instinctively used them in my book, which was a big relief. I can tell you, I was a new mum at that time, a newborn, and I was writing in the nap times, and I really didn't have any time to do a rewrite. So I was like, really relieved. Anyway, going back to Shah, because of her background in screenwriting, she admits her novel planning methods are rooted in writing for screen. She goes on to mention how screenwriting helps with no fluff storytelling, strong plots, vivid characters, and natural show don't tell methods, which I love. Shah has divided her novel planner into several sections, the idea being that you'll follow it over several weeks to build up your story from conception through to an outline. I don't intend to spend a week on each section. Instead, I'm going to work my way through them this afternoon. To comply with licensing, I'm not going to show you any pages from the novel planner, but I will talk about how I found using it so that you can decide whether it would be a good plotting tool for you and your project. So, let's get plotting. Right. So I've just finished going through Shah's novel planner. Ooh. First up, it's really clear and it's got a user-friendly design that Shah's obviously spent a lot of time and put a lot of work into. So um, I was really impressed with it. I love how it's divided up into easy, manageable steps, particularly for new authors. Although I've been mulling over my series for several years, I still found it really useful as it helped me organise all my thoughts, getting them down into pages, getting them down onto the paper into coherent sections. And it's also highlighted areas I need to consider more. Um, I have run into a stumbling block though, but it's got nothing to do with novel planner. It's me. It's not the novel planner. It's me. So after answering the questions on the story of the characters in the world, you're then guided through into the outlining of your story. The novel planner guides you through the three-act structure for a story. But I'm writing a four-book series, and I need to make sure that not only does each book um, no, not. I need to make sure that each book has its own coherent section, but also that the series does too. I need to build it up over the four books so it reaches that awesome climatic ending that I'm looking for. So, my next task is to find some resources, hopefully, for plotting a four-book series so then I can come back and carry on with the outline for the novel planner. But overall, I've been really impressed with it. It's a really, really good resource that Shah has put together. So thank you, Shah. Thank you for making it free for people as well. It's great when people don't gatekeep. So I really recommend it. I really recommend going to follow her and her channel and subscribing because she follows up with some really good emails to help prompt you and get you thinking about your book. So really impressed with this one so far. So yes, first vlog, really happy. Obviously more work to do. So see you next time.